Hello, good evening, and welcome back to another Werewolf Wednesday for another session of our Werewolf the Apocalypse Chronicle Shadows over Kempten. Session 10.
I'm unfamiliar with this term.
In character or
Out of
Thigh
character.
high trans pride socks.
like
Gotcha.
over knees, thigh highs are just at the
Yeah.
bottom of songs.
Gotcha.
No, it's just very, very, very practical. You could describe her style as practical. It's very dress casual.
Does she smell like?
Honestly, her smell's starting to blend with the basement. It's starting to get a bit like, not mushy, but it's like that layer of dust. It takes you a second to take her smell in, especially because like the machines are emitting a lot of heat and whirring, and there's the metallic tinge in the air that's very unfamiliar to you, and that kind of overwhelms your senses at first before you can start balancing things again. It's very like hot wires, rubbery smells. And then she's just like, she smells a little bit of grease from the food she's been eating.
Hot.
Well,
Good times.
Oh yeah.
is there a
greasy.
single character description I can give that will not be hot to you
Your
guys?
women are always.
Personally, I don't find the smell of grease very attractive, so you did a pretty good job there. Okay, cool. That's all.
I think that Alexander initially went into this room because I think that he had a similar sort of epiphany of like, oh, I can be in my breed form here. And then upon entering this room and it's being so noisy with these like CRT monitors and fans and all this stuff, he probably switched back into Hamid because his senses are a little dulled in that comparatively.
Also worth mentioning, yeah,
It's very overwhelming.
There's like a dozen CRTs on that fucking wall besides all the machinery making that work. This room is
noisy.
hot. No, this room's hot.
Hot and noisy, yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty sure those CRT monitors could cook you up if you stayed under them long enough.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you regularly actually meet with the other glass walkers, or is it just computer communication?
We'll periodically have meetings to just catch up, be together as a pack, do a few runs, but it's been a lot of just trying to send messages over through spirits, yeah. I've been pretty much just posted around in Kempten, helping out with keeping an eye on the city and whatnot.
Is computers just spirits too? I thought we humans actually did something.
Well, you do something. Everything you create into the new into the world can create new spirits, so there were Weaver spirits before. They're spirits of like stasis. And as technology and industry began just growing and expanding and existing, more and more of them began to show. As soon as mankind invented technology, and I guess I'm talking about analog here, then they started to exist. You can technically awaken a computer, but probably not gonna have a strong spirit with a lot of conscience. It's more so just going to be an essence. Some machines can have more, well, conscious, I guess, spirits if you awaken them. But then there are just spirits. There's actually a cyber realm that's been forming. Been pretty interesting.
Is it just machines, or is it like everything you make?
Oh, everything has a spirit.
Weird.
Yeah.
Thorsten will spend the next 2 minutes, if no one directly addresses him, having an epiphany by having a himbus there, like directly in the upper right corner of the room.
Could you imagine Thorsten making a painting and then awakening it just to talk to it? That'd
Yes.
be fun.
Thorsten's thought right now is literally like, I've played music in venues. Have spirits heard me play music? Does my guitar have spirits? What the fuck?
I love this. This is my
Thorsten's
favorite
like-
part.
Thorsten is just thinking like, maybe I've interacted with spirits, and maybe there's spirits out there who like me and my music, and that would make him very happy, and that's his thought process right now.
He is on the right track, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's such a sweetie. I love him.
We're here for a thing.
Right. You are. Also, is my
Yeah.
mic cutting out today? Because it feels like it's cutting out. Sometimes, like, Discord... Or Discord is being a bitch because sometimes it won't light up. And it makes me think
I
I'm
don't
cutting.
think so. Not as badly as it was happening last time, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's
just
happening.
a tiny bit.
You're always a bit kind of choppy, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's better
Maybe
than
I'll
last time.
eventually have to replace this, but...
Yeah. But yeah, outside of your cool like computers, we like wanted something. I'm not exactly sure why we're talking to you, but he and I just bopped Julian on the head if he's here.
Ow. Because
He knows.
she knows what we gotta do. She's gonna give us the job. She's, Well, she explained. She nods at him. Alright. She leans back, she grabs her coffee, she takes a big swig out of it. Let's get to business. Or, well, I'm gonna be honest, kiddos, I'm making this sound way cooler than it's actually going to be. It's actually pretty simple at first. It might get complicated later. And that's when it's gonna potentially get interesting. So, you're all new to this. And there's still few things you're gonna learn that are more complicated. When I say more complicated, everything is messy, but when you mix society with spirits, it gets messier. Our enemies aren't all just monstrous creatures from the dawn of time and the depths of the abyss and Defiler Worm and whatever the hell happened to the Black Spiral Dancers. Sometimes our problems are mundane. As mundane as it gets. When a company decides to just cut down half a forest, that's our problem. When oil spills, that causes a lot of problem. That actually created new kinds of spirits, of bad spirits, Banes. They thrived on that thing. And we like to pride ourselves in the veil, the secrecy we built to the humans who don't know of the truth of this world. Well, I wish that was the case. 'Cause some humans do. And some of them are against us. It's been happening since Industrial Revolution, I guess. Some companies have been popping up. Aggressive capitalism, as aggressive as it gets. They're always preaching about advancement, but it always comes with a little caveat, a small term in between the lines that no one catches and that progressively makes everything worse. But I'm not just talking about, irresponsible oil rig manager that caused the spill because he didn't want to pay the extra bucks for maintenance. So to cut to the chase. Back in 46, a new little company was founded. And since then, it just exploded. It just became international. And it keeps on growing and growing. They're a medical company called Magadon. They're basically taking over the medical industry right now. They're dominating the market. They have the biggest research centers. They're releasing all sorts of research and products and everything. They're spreading to all areas of health and general stuff, you know? Pharmacy, drug testing, cosmetics, pediatrics. We actually fought those guys back in Frankfurt a few times. They spread. They spread like wildfire, like a plague. No, that's what they are. They are a plague. And why are they so bad? Aren't they advancing medicine? Yeah, they make some very effective stuff. You know, energy pills that will keep you up all night. You're not gonna have a sleep in your life again. A day of sleep in your life again. Quite literally. Sometimes they taint the medicine with those bad spirits I was talking about. I don't know how they come to find out about all of this, how they became involved, but they work for the worm to further his corruption on the world. And somehow they can manage to put fucking spirits in bottles. They mix Banes into the medicine. And that creates two things. First of all, besides the actual drug being too potent, everyone's going to start relying on their medicine. They're going to create a demand that only they can provide for. Because people are not just going to start becoming dependent on those meds. They're going to start having problems that only Magadon's medicine can fix. Because it's caused by it, of course. But sometimes, when they give enough bottles of baneful medicine to people, someone will get corrupted enough that they will get possessed. And eventually, slowly, if we can save them, they become Fomori. A mockery. They die and become a monster in service of the worm. Now, what I'm gonna say now is all conjecture, of course. That's the point of this investigation. Over the last couple of months, we had an issue or another with Fomori in town. Very out of nowhere, very sudden. Kempten is a very wild place, and even there are hives around and banes around. There was certainly an increase. A couple months back, we had to erase a whole hive of them, the whole nest that was hiding in their abandoned building. Julian would know, he was there. And you see him nod, but he scowls and he holds back a shiver. Doesn't really say anything, he just seems distant for a second. And funnily enough, there's been suddenly a new chain of pharmacies around. Magadon isn't always on the nose. Those companies never are. Sometimes, since they know about us, they'll spread even more through holding companies. They'll buy smaller chains and make them buy other chains and all of that so that they can spread out to places without being noticed. They know that we know and fight them off. They'll use generic labels for the meds, sell the average prescription any pharmacy would, but it came from them. And some of those, not every pill, but some of those, might contain the taint of the worm. And it's tough. It's harder for us to smell it out that way. It's condensed in there alongside all the other industrialized bullshit. The line between the weaver and the worm blurs, and the dose is too small to notice at first. But it builds up over time if a person takes it. And sometimes they do release strong medicine that just instantly possesses you, or so I've heard. So, never heard about this chain before. Very sudden development for this small here town. And it's been getting pretty popular. Kind of overnight sensation. It's become very hip to go to that pharmacy. So yeah, all of that smells bad to me. And what I need is a few things. Really to just poke around those places to see if there's anything shady. Manage to acquire a few of the stuff they're selling so I can more properly analyze it. With gifts and rights and whatnot to see if I can figure out whether they're actually Magadon stuff and if there's actually fucking bangs in them. And, if at all possible, it would be nice to know if they have any office or main building where they hold important documents so that we can take a look to see if we see any familiar names, any connections that could absolutely confirm it. And if we do confirm that they're connected to Magadon, then then I'll have to just try and solve this the political way and just find a way to just shut them down and take them out of town. Political style. I don't want to go blowing up buildings just yet. This needs to look like a more natural accident.
Okay.
Now. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say that sounds doable.
Do be discreet, and I should also warn you, Evo's Magadon is... That's the people at the very top. That's the people calling the shots. That doesn't mean every Magadon employee knows about the worm and what they're actually doing. Actually, we've been seeing some evidence back in Frankfurt that might indicate that their employees are usually the first victims. I mean, why wait for a population to take to your branding when you can just force feed it directly to the people under you? And if they turn into monsters, then you confirm that, yeah, your fucking bioweapon works. Great. That is to say, those people working at those pharmacies, they don't know what's happening. They're innocents. So, don't expose them, protect the veil, but above all, don't let them be harmed. And if any of them smells of the worm, I need to find a way to quickly purify them before something bad happens. They might be taking their own stuff, who knows?
How would we do that?
Well, there are rights. There's a right for purification. I would assume your Crescent Moons or someone else would know. Worst case scenario, you can ask someone from the SAP to perform the rite. I happen to know it as well.
I think Rofa can do magic.
Well, that's a way to say it. Gifts and rides are kind of magic, yeah. Spirit magic.
It is, yeah. I grew up with some human terms. I think a lot of conspiracy theorists would fucking be very happy to hear about all of this shit. That is so funny.
Oh yeah, no. Magadon is a conspirationist wet dream. All those things they talk about big pharma and bullshit, it happens to be true in their case. It's almost hilarious if it wasn't fucking sickening.
I mean, to be fair, if you listen to a lot of drunk people, you will hear something. I don't think any one of them have said like, "Oh, there might be werewolves out there trying to protect us from weird evil." So, y'all are doing a decent job.
No, yeah, usually they think there's werewolves out there to kill them, but that's kind of a fault.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking. I should clarify. We're talking a lot about spirits and magic here, but I'm not. I'm not the theurge here. I'm actually Ragabash.
Oh. Just to have it out there. I wanted to ask this for a long time and it never came up. Will silver hurt me?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
I will silver hurt me.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Silver things. Like a silver spoon, like a silver bullet, whatever, will that hurt me?
Oh, you're asking if... Well...
Silver, like, because it hurts werewolves. And we're werewolves. How much of that is true and how much of that is just weird things that human came up with?
No, yeah, silver hurts. That's actually...
Okay.
She looks around. Who's the gibbous moon? Someone explains the Impersian quickly. The summarized version. And Wolfrin, well, steps up. He's also in Lupus. Basically, back in the Stone Age, we used to control human populations, just as wolves do with other wild animals. But at some point, we kinda snapped. My tribe was born precisely because we were against all of that was happening. Well, that's not the whole story, but abridged version. We didn't like the war against the Pharaoh. We didn't like the Impersian. No one hurt us, of course. Not that we are faultless, but point is, we killed the humans too hard. We went too far, and it stopped being population control and it became genocide. That's what delirium is. We forced a spiritual memory inside the humans. That's why they freak out when they see us and why they have tails. We are blessed by Luna, and silver is a sacred metal connected to her, which is why it hurts us. There are shapeshifters out there that are dedicated to Helios, and they are hurt by gold instead. But it's not as simple as just touching silver. I mean, you're in Hamid right now. You would be fine. Someone could slap you with a glove of silver and you would hurt because it's metal, but not because it's silver. It doesn't affect you in your breed form. But if you are in, say, your Krynos form, and someone slashed you with a silver knife, that would hurt a lot and it would be very hard to regenerate it. A spoon is not going to do much against you, but yeah, getting attacked with silver weapons can be very lethal. Silver also dampens our spiritual reserves. We lose a part of a spirit because of it. Well, lose it, it's kind of contained in a way. It dampens it, or access to it. Or gnosis.
Do I have a... Wait, how is it? Give me... Toss has a moment of like, there was a thing where we went into something that I think Klaus called the Umbra. Am I a spirit when I'm there, or am I the same thing because I'm half spirit? There was someone told me I'm half spirit, and I still don't quite get it.
We're all half flesh and half spirit. We are connected to the spiritual world, and we enter it as its denizens. We don't change to something ephemeral, but that can happen if you stay there for way too many years and never come back. Some people do that. You can just discorporate if you spend way too long there. But to be fair, it's a long time. I'm talking like years upon years, not a few hours. We usually step into the penumbra, the closest layer of the umbra to the material world. There's deeper places. They're very crazy, so I hear. Never seen them.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm still learning.
Hugin interjects with, we all are, and I was gonna say if you ever want to learn more about spirits and how to deal with the whole thing, I can try to teach you. I don't know if I'm the best teacher, but it's kind of my job knowing about that part specifically, so yeah, I can help you.
I haven't done that on purpose yet. I think all my friends can do that. I would love to learn that, but maybe my friend. We have a. I think that Alex is our. Alex, you're a spirit person, yeah, like a spirit bear,
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
Yeah. Can you teach me that?
Yeah, I would love to teach you that.
Nice. Okay, nothing against you, Jürgen. You're great, but like,
None offense taken. It's good to rely on your pack. Family comes first. That said, I am so ever curious. How does it work for the bears? He looks at Alexander. Do you have auspices like us?
Well, yes and no. We transition through different auspices depending on our place in our life cycle. We're normally born under the let me remember,
New moon.
new moon, full of pomp and curiosity and wanting to discover everything about the physical world, and then transition into the
I think
crescent
it's
moon.
no.
later
I
in
think it's
life.
warrior first, right?
Hmm?
I think it's warrior first. Like I think I'm trying to remember.
I think
Was it
it-
Ragabash, then Arum, then Theurge? And I don't remember the last two.
it's Ragabash, Theurge, and then I think it's
I think it's Philodox, Galliard, and
Galliard?
Arun.
I think Arun is
Or
the
like-
last.
Is it? I guess I mixed it up.
I think
To be
Arun
to be
is either
honest, I
the
always mix
last or
it
is
up.
like the second to last. It's
Might be second to last.
Yeah.
Well, regardless.
and it reflects sort of where Luna needs you to be for whatever stage of life you're in, and wherever the rest of the Gural needs you to be.
Huh.
For me, the first Gural to awaken in a long time, Luna needed me to be more spiritually connected. I think that there's a lot of healing that needs to be done in the Umbra and Penumbra that she wants me to see to.
That's fascinating.
At least that's the way
I
that I
just
look
looked
at it.
I don't want to interrupt. Just gonna drop this in. I just looked up the auspice cycle for the Gural.
Ah,
It's like Ragabash, Arun, Galliard, Theurge, and Philodox.
Oh,
damn it. You should have
Galliard
trusted
is Galliard is third though. I didn't remember that.
Yeah. Oh,
Ragabash
right.
directly
Yeah.
to
Right.
Arun?
Because that's when a lot of Gural become Burijan,
It's true.
and they're
Sorry,
teaching the.
What did
Yeah.
you say, Bree?
I said Ragabash directly to Arun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems so funky to me as someone who doesn't really know about this, where it's like, okay, be chill. Now stop being chill. Attack!
It's more like learn and then apply. I think is
Oh.
the concept.
It's like you ask questions and then you get into the teenage years and just start
Yeah.
punishing things. Okay.
It's like
Honestly,
you
yeah.
learn, apply, teach,
Relatable.
remember, and then protect.
Oh, that's.
I think is the order, or I can't remember what the last two were in that order, but
Ben, you
along
know
those
I like
lines.
you as a person, so please don't take this personally. That sounds gay, but okay.
That is incredibly gay. Actually, this is a very gay game, which is why we love it.
Wait, what is gay about it? Explain to me what's gay about it.
Everything is gay.
Everything.
No, but
I just want to
specifically
say
about
it
this.
starts with Pride Month and then it goes directly into Wrath Month.
Yeah.
Right, let's a wrap up.
That's
Hell
great.
yeah.
That is absolutely great.
We need to have a Wrath month. Anyway,
I need a ref
We
month.
do need a wrap month.
Every month is Ref month if you're not a pussy about it.
If you're not stable enough. Which is my case, but anyway.
Hey.
But certain Gruul take years to transition between those phases, and some never transition out of certain phases. Only a very few, I think, get to that final sort of point in their lives. And sometimes they go back. It's very fluid.
Interesting, you. As in, well, I suppose you are less of pack creatures usually, so. Makes sense that you would cover all the ground.
Well, there's not too many of us, so we have to be pretty talented.
I'm assuming then you called it a Birigen.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose she's in that supposed late stage you're mentioning?
Somewhere in those, I think. Does Alex know what phase of the Gruul cycle Helena's in?
Oh no, you would know. She's Phililla. She's at the very last.
Ah. Yeah, she's older than anyone I know, at least. Probably almost certainly older than the oh my god, my brain is melting. Who's the person that's in charge?
The Grand Elder, Runa.
Grand Elder. I was going for Grand Master, but I didn't think that was right.
Well, you know what?
The Grandmaster.
Works. Same difference. Not Runa, Ragna. So that there's something. Someone is called Rune, which is why I got it confused.
Ah. Certainly older than Ragna. Whether that's both probably in lived experience and in when she was born. She's been asleep a long, long time.
It's been implied in her dialogue in the play-by-post we did. I don't know if Alex would be able to understand that measure of time, but it has been implied that she's over a century, that she's older than 100. And not by little.
No.
Alex
doesn't understand that, and I barely understand that.
Yeah, and she has not cared to explain, it's worth saying.
That's fine. She's allowed to have her secrets. Alex is still going to ask, but she's allowed to have her secret.
Yeah, to that specifically, she's just like, you'll understand when it's time.
Mm-hmm.
She says that to a lot of things.
Yes.
But you also know that a lot of it is her encouraging you to learn by doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very interesting being a theurge that needs to learn by doing instead of having a lot of knowledge already, and applying it.
And to be fair, it's there's basically no Theurge 101 because spirits are so, like, volatile and diverse.
Loosey-goosey.
And the same type of spirit, like, it's not, like... Tastes and attitudes are not universal. Like, you could have two bird spirits that are the same exact bird, but each of them just entirely different. They are still, in a sense, individuals as much as they're part of the larger whole. And then again, some spirits are juggling, some are gaffling, so some of them are just more intelligent, quote-unquote, more sapient, and others are more like actual animals. So it's very tricky.
It's very case by case.
She can teach you, like, oh, those types of spirits, usually like this as offerings.
Mm-hmm.
But say more than that is like, well, that depends.
You have to figure it out. You have to ask questions and learn.
Well, it's good we are all talking about the spiritual side of things, because, yeah, that might be what we're looking into. Do any of you know how to smell out the worm?
I was actually going to ask you if there were any things that I should... I mean, I'm sure that it'll stink really bad when I find one of these banes, and I'll probably be like, oh, I know that that's not supposed to be there. But is there, like, something that I could look for more sensitively, I guess?
There's always a difference. It's like the air is different. It's not always perceptible. It depends on the level of corruption. A heavily corrupted area, even without the proper gifts, you could probably feel it against your skin, just warding against your very nature as Garou, a place so dead and disconnected from Gaia that to your core, it just feels wrong. But subtler taints are a bit harder. Usually have a special gift to detect that. It's foul. It's very foul. That's the best I can describe it as. Imagine the worst thing you've ever smelled in your life and make that a billion times worse.
God, now I have to try and figure out what the worst thing that Alex has smelled is. Oh, no, I have an answer, and it's really sad. Never mind.
Well. Well.
Now I'm curious.
You'll just have to ask, won't you, Weather Boy?
I do. I was literally just thinking that every single one of Helena's responses to "How old are you?" is "Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?"
Yeah.
It's just very not as specific about the...
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm sleepy. Okay.
Okay.
Klaus probably has been kind of not exactly hiding behind, but not been hiding behind, but just sort of like definitely slightly off to the side, slightly back, and very close to Torsten and Rota. And eventually speaks up and says, I can smell when you are Garou or kinfolk. Does that count? Will that help?
Well, more or less, actually. It won't smell the worm necessarily, but let's say let's say this conspiracy here is right, that they are connected to Magadon and some of those pills are tainted. And let's say one of these clerics working there have been taking their supplies from their very store. If one of them is possessed or, hopefully not, completely taken over, if one of them has turned into a Fomor, you would be able to smell that out. And I'm hoping you won't catch that smell anywhere.
So sort of, we'll know what normal smells like, and we'll know what not normal smells like.
Yeah, it's harder to smell it without the aid of gifts, but we might end up not relying on that too much. As Gita here already explained, they're too diluted into the pills to easily sniff out. She'll have to take some extra steps. Hugin looks at both Julian and Torsten and goes, and so how are we intending on doing this then? We need to acquire meds, we need to question people, and may potentially get files? Well, you're the new moons. Any plans? Torsten, and Julian just looks at you, Torsten.
Torsten has a huge grin.
Not look at you like I don't know what to do, but like looks at you and like, oh, we're in this. Okay, we're the planning guys.
Yeah, and then Torsten's also like big grin of like, I actually get to do something with this. Fuck yeah, I'm allowed. Okay. What was the last part? We need to talk to them. We need to get some medicine. What was the last part?
Gita clarifies. Well, last part is a bit optional. I don't know if you can even find it. Mm-hmm. But if they have a main office of sorts, if any of the pharmacies have a back room with files and registries and bill sales, literally like just inventory shit, anything that we might use to connect them to other companies and maybe even Magadon itself. That would be useful to have.
Okay, then I think the smartest thing we could do would be the people who go there to actually like procure the medicine and to talk to the people should probably be the homids and the people who are most comfortable being in homid and talking. The other people who are better at like working with the instinct, like Klaus, for example, should probably do the sniffing out. Maybe some people move away from the pharmacies and go to these places. Maybe there's other things we can try and find out about those. If there's any kind of like business document stuff in that direction, that is probably stuff that Olofar would be very, very good at finding out, because you're really good at reading and finding information. If we combine both of our teams, I think we have enough people who are very comfortable at speaking with people. That would be at least me and Jakob. I don't know who of you guys would be like good at talking.
Corinne and Julian exchange looks. We're good at talking.
Then we could be. Rofan also knows how to read good correctly. That is not even. I don't think the homids. I don't think Jakob and Thorsten are both like avid readers. Thorsten will probably ask later if the cool glasswalker lady here can get some of his like music magazines to get to Kempten, because he can't go to Stuttgart to get him.
Well, honestly, a valid
That's
request.
That's all the shit he reads.
But also, you don't necessarily need to find the information in the files. You should try to locate useful files to bring back. But if you can also find it, that's also helpful. But there is a chance that there's like not going to be the name Magadon in there, but there could be other smaller holders that are connected to it.
Absolutely, but I still think that if we four call us Team Talkie, could do that part and like actually talk to the people, get some medicine, maybe find out some information from the people themselves. Maybe we should either keep Klaus or Adolfa with us just for sniffing out worm connections, and then the rest could try and go information gathering. I don't know if splitting up is a good idea, but that would be my first idea for plan. What do you think, Julian? Give him a 2 hard smack on the shoulder.
Well, I don't suppose we're gonna be fighting anything. We're definitely not meant to if it comes to that and things really are fucked, so... Yeah, you got a pretty good plan. I have a very important technical question. Well, we are saying acquire a lot. Does that mean buy? Because I wasn't thinking of buying medicine, but what does that mean? What's your idea of acquiring medicine?
I mean, we could just buy it.
We could.
How expensive is it?
I don't know.
How are you? Okay, is one of us like really sneaky and good at taking stuff? Because I have stolen from like big stores. I think a pharmacy is kind of harder because all that shit is behind the people.
Yeah, there's some stuff on display. I don't know. Yeah. Oh shit, you're right. We might have to get the stuff in the back.
I mean, we could also do. I know how to pick locks. If we want to go in there after dark, we could do that.
Oh, nice. Me too. Well, to be fair, I guess that's... Or shouldn't we be the ones invading the back, getting files and stealing from their reserves the medicine? We are technically the stealth guys.
Are we? I'm 2 meters 30.
Good point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm decent at speaking in like the yeah, Alex, what do you want? Sorry.
I have this, and he like tugs on the Nyx bracelet. That could maybe make it a little easier for me to get in, but also I want to be kind of in the front to take all this stuff, because it makes me really sick that these people are doing this. So I don't know where I should be.
I mean, it does not really matter at what point we are. All of us are doing the same active part in hindering their operations. There's no part of this that will actually give us the satisfaction that we both want, which is punch a person that is shitty.
Yeah, that's true.
Sadly, we won't get that.
Are all 9 of us going just to, or are we just going to pick a single pharmacy and 9 of us are just going to go there?
But there's like
Or
3
splitting,
pharmacies, right?
I think thus far they might be trying to open another one.
We could, if we don't expect to actually fight anywhere, we should still keep an eye on. I think everyone here can defend themselves, right?
Or Garou.
Yeah, but there's. I wouldn't be comfortable killing a pharmacy clerk.
Oh, we absolutely shouldn't do that. We can bonk them hard enough to knock them out if we really need to.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
unless
because
they're fully possessed, they're still human. So, just knocking them out is fair enough if they, for any reason, attack us. Julian seems to just hesitate for a bit, consider. I'm just trying to be optimistic and believe we're not fighting Fumori. I don't want to do that crap again. I really would prefer if none of you had to deal with a Fumori. Ever.
Okay. It will happen. I think that is very, very nice of you. I don't think that is a luxury we seem to be offered.
No, probably not. Hopefully not on this operation, but I know it's in all our futures. I just need you all to understand that if it does come to that, if there is even a single one, they're not a bane, they're not a spirit, they're not a wild animal. I was in the middle of the fucking nest months back, and that was hell. I got some very fresh battle scars. They are sturdy. They don't die easy, and they bite hard. One of those things could overpower any of us. Granted, there's a single one, there's powers and numbers. I'm just saying, be careful.
Good thing that I've known my pack, and for all I know, all of these people are very sturdy, and they all bite hard.
Yeah.
But thank you. Do you think it would be smarter to split up or stay together just in case something happens?
See, the problem is, where would they keep the files? If we hit more than one as well, there's a bigger chance we also end up collecting the right meds.
Information. Yeah.
Not just the files. Maybe there's a manager in one of those that knows where the chain of command goes, and they'll have a company name for us. But also, if not all of the medicine is tainted and only just a few, I want to believe stealing from more than one place will increase our odds to find the right bottle.
Is probably the better idea then. Can someone else count how many people in this room are actually gonna come with us? I'm really bad at counting.
Well, actually, how are we splitting this? Are we just doing each pack goes to a place? Are we mixing and mingling? How are we gonna do this?
I think. How many? I know, I genuinely mean that. Like, we have 5 in this pack, right?
9 in total with them.
Well, if there's 3 pharmacies, actually, we could try to make, like, optimized teams of 3.
Now, that is what I'm talking about. I like that.
I can divide 9 by 3. Look at me.
Honestly impressive. It would take me a moment. That is me
to
saying it, but honestly, that could also be Julian saying it.
What did you say?
It's a Bob's Burgers reference. Don't mind me.
I want to hit a Bob's Burgers reference.
9-3. 9 is divisible by 3. It's from the first episode of Bob's Burgers. That's Bob and Linda's wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
I never watched it.
Wow.
Oh, it's so good.
It is good.
Yeah, it's funny because Bob doesn't remember, but Linda's ex remembers.
Yeah.
Lamau.
Okay, but then what are the optimized teams of 3? Will probably be someone who punches good, like someone who can defend very well, someone who is good at talking, and someone who is good at spirit stuff and sniffing stuff out. Right?
Well, I guess above all, we need at least one speaksy person to distract people, interrogate people, and at least one person has to be the sneaky type to be able to go in the back.
But I'm a sneaky and a speaky.
Well, you're gonna have to pick and choose.
Okay.
I guess.
I feel like I also fit in that a little bit. I don't know.
Alex, I don't want you to take this. I don't. We're both not good at lying, and I think you. But these are evil people. Maybe you're good at lying to them.
Huh?
I don't. You're so soft and so nice.
So soft and so nice. It's true.
I don't know if you're
you.
good at a. Oh, but maybe you can be so nice to them that they actually just tell you everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? I was just gonna ask them.
Wolfrin smiles and says, "That's what I do."
Yeah.
Okay. I'm also bad liars. That's also usually what I do. Klaus?
I can mimic sounds if we need a distraction.
Like animal sounds or what kind of sounds?
I'm gonna try use as a demonstration. I'm gonna try and use praise cry. Okay. A human plea for help might be difficulty 7. Okay. I'm gonna try.
Oh,
make
you're
a
going for
sound
that.
like- yeah.
I was just here wondering, like, what are you going to choose to mimic? That is great and chaotic.
Also,
Yeah,
like,
I'm
are you
gonna try and
really
mimic
slow?
a human's plea for help, whether it be like I don't know, someone just like a voice you've never heard from Klaus.
I really hope that Klaus would just like Lupus, sit on the floor, open its maw, and then it's just fucking like a car alarm.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, I love that.
Okay, human plea for help. That's difficulty 7.
Yeah.
Let's see if it works.
I want to see that fail. I love you so much, but it would be so funny.
Oh fuck! I just self-rolled.
Well.
Whoops. Public roll. There it is.
Why was my first thought, oh fuck, I just self-rolled. It'd be something really funny to say in bed.
Yeah, 2 successes.
Wow.
Self-rolling.
What? In what? No, I don't want to ask that.
You can
also-
explain that out of stream.
Yeah, if you have time after stream, please explain.
What
Both of you
possi-
with stream will be able to understand what I said, but oh damn, 2 successes, let's go.
Damn.
Yeah, the sound of like, I'd say like maybe a few different iterations of different voices shouting for help, different variations of like desperation, and I would say that probably lots of them sound more like the sound of like more like
Oh, you know what would be fucked up if I can give you a suggestion?
mhm.
Just mimicking the desperate pleas of the guy you killed as you mauled him to death.
I was gonna go for
Oh my God,
someone
yes.
like a hiker or something that's like crying out for help.
I mean, also fair.
Yeah. And I like, would that help?
Austin's like genuine face of awe.
Everyone's
and,
surprised, very surprised.
Yeah,
No, but, like,
Alexander is deeply unnerved.
yeah, like Austin's also like, that was deeply haunting. Never do that again while I'm in the room, please.
everyone is completely like just they need a moment to even be like, oh, what the fuck just happened?
Oh, damn.
And Gita goes like, I don't know if they would help, but they would absolutely believe that. To make that a bit more desperate and, like, I guess gruesome, maybe they would be tempted to run out the store to check it, but I don't know. Sick, though. That was sick.
Yeah. That's gonna be
I'm
useful
not
in a
sick.
very...
I'm very healthy.
But what you did was sick. Is it like...
I
I'm
don't.
also confused by this. I don't. Why? She's fine.
It was cool. It was cool?
Like
Radical?
Okay.
cold?
No, like...
No, I think that one I have heard before. I think that it's like an admiration of what you did.
Ah, yes. Jakob says it, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, just sort of like keep saying it under its breath. Cool.
Wolfren would actually try to explain it to you in wolf language. He would be like,
Yeah.
it's when you do something that makes another wolf goes, and he just like goes play mode, just all happy and excited, and be like,
Like
translated into wolf.
Right. Okay.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, Julian taught me that one. It was very hard for him, but he did. Just sighs.
We don't have a tail to wag, so we have to make stupid sounds to imitate that.
I mean, you can grow your tail.
It is a
Well,
great
I
shame.
mean, I say we as in we humans.
Oh yeah.
I said-
No,
It is the-
isn't it weird getting used to that?
Isn't it why Klaus is 3 years old? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I've gone over that existential crisis with Wolfren. It's fine.
Alex, how old are you? Alex, it is desperate to know how old are you? Yes.
Does Alex know how old he is? I know how old Alex is.
I mean,
Does Alex know how old he is?
Right back at you with that question. Does he? That's up to you.
You want to make an intelligence roll of it?
If you want to, we can do that.
What would that be like?
It would be just intelligence though, like, cause
Just straight intelligence.
yeah, cause yeah, cause like there is a.
One dice.
It's 2 actually, but yes.
Oh, sorry. Didn't want to underestimate you. Yay!
Yeah, would you look at that? You have actually counted the seasons.
I think that this is my fifth or sixth winter.
Oh, that's horrible. This is horrible. Oh god, Rofa,
Why
how
is
old
that
are you?
horrible?
Because you're children.
No, we're not.
What is horrible is how that you are what 20?
I'm 20.
20 and you have no children.
I'm
I was
not that
going
I
to
know
say.
of.
Yeah.
You say
Klaus has pups. I could have pups or cubs.
Do you?
No. I've
wanna
been
make
free for
some?
a few months.
If you say that, Julian just breaks in laughter. He's just
I think that-
crying.
I think that Alexander's response is very like unemotional at first. It's like we couldn't. That wouldn't work.
I
Also, I can't make cubs with other Keeley.
You can't?
No.
But I could make it. If I understand this correctly, I could technically have children with Klaus, right? Sorry, Klaus,
Yes.
that I'm dragging you into this. Yeah?
No, you could.
Yeah. Why can't I have... Well, except for, like, the anatomical problems.
The Krynos board are staring at you. You say that, and the Krynos board and they're like just glaring.
Like, I know you've seen me piss. and I know that you don't wear clothes while you're a bear, so I know there's anatomical problems here. But like, can like the bear folk not make children with the wolf folk?
Hugin
No.
interjects, no.
No. So no, but also Garou can make children with heavy like emphasis on they are able to, but they shouldn't. They can make children with other Garou. Gural can't make children with other Gural.
Why?
The biology just won't work.
Why shouldn't Garou
just
make
can't.
children with other Garou?
We just can't.
Hugin
doesn't
points out to his 3 eyes.
Well,
Because that happens.
I don't want to be like really rude, but is that like a big like problem in the grand scheme of things of the world ending in 30 years that you have cool eyes?
He sighs and scratches his head. Well, first off, yeah, Killy can't crossbreed. Usually, if we try to have children with one another, it results in a kinfolk. Sometimes the kinfolk has blood of both shapeshifters. They might change into... I think they can never change, actually. But they could produce more kinfolk for both. Usually not exactly seen as good. We have a litany, a codex of laws. Garou have laws that we try to abide to because... Yeah, you're the only Philodox in the room, actually, if you want to go over them.
Yeah. Yes, one of the rules is to Garou must never mate with Garou.
It's more complicated than that. See, Crinos we aren't just born as werewolves. We are a very difficult pregnancy, and we're sterile. In a race that's going extinct, we can't have children with anyone. And
Rota explained it. They claw their ways out of the womb.
Well, not exactly.
Sometimes.
Not always, but it can happen. Sometimes the child might claw the way out. Sometimes the mother just can't pull the child out and they have to cut her open with silver because anything else regenerates too fast. But a massive gash on your belly that you can't quickly close is usually a death sentence. And even if the mother survives, the parents are usually heavily punished, if not outright killed. Every tribe treats Crinos born differently. Some tribes straight up kill us when we are born, along with the parents. Some just kill us, some just kill the parents and raise the child in their place. Others are more reasonable. But parents still, even the children of Gaia, punish parents of Crinos born, in one way or another. Usually by losing station. Some see us as the sign of the apocalypse, because the wild has warped us. Give us more monstrous features. But some groups, and that's kind of apocrypha, see us as a solution. There are less and less Garou being born. No kinfolk has any certainty of breeding through and transforming. You know what 100% surely transform? A Crinos born. And there's more of us being born each year. Some tribes, like Black Furies, he points to Karina, and Children of Gaia, he points to Wolfren, are more lenient on letting Garou date each other so long it doesn't result in pregnancy, which means it's a bunch of... You called it queer, Julian? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Black Furies over here is basically lesbian paradise. Karina's like, hey, that's not wrong. That's not wrong.
Wow.
But to be fair, we have a few men. We're kind of a hard culture. So we were talking about Rhinosborn.
There's like a whole bunch of punkers from Stuttgart that would really vibe with you guys, I think. If you're ever there, I'll point you in a direction.
That sounds fun. Could use more punks.
As I understand it, my tribe, the Red Talons, do not often have Krynos born. Unlike you, Torsten and others, we do not mate here and there frivolously.
Wow.
It is for the that I have seen them. I have seen you humans out in the wild going at it like rabbits. Not even in you do not even seem to have a mating season.
Julian
is for
just
making
looks
pups.
away.
Torsten's mouth is like Torsten's jaw dropped. His mouth is so open hearing Klaus say stuff like that.
It is for making pups. It is not.
No, it isn't. It's like fun. What are you talking about? Does it
That,
not
that, that
feel
is
good?
just not. That is just not how it is for me.
Does it not feel good as a wolf? Because that would suck.
It's not. It does not come into the equation. It is.
Does it feel good, Klaus?
Answer the question, Klaus.
Answer the question.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe, but that's not the point.
Well, then
It's-
why
it-
wouldn't you do it if you didn't want to make pubs?
I have never done that just not to have pups.
Right?
No, not necessarily. You're not at that
Not
point
mechanically,
yet.
anyway.
The curse
Okay.
is not heavily affecting you just yet.
Good to know. Okay, cool.
I just haven't mentioned basically out of character. Torsten has the supporter thing, which means I have -2 on all social roles. I think Torsten would be a good talker.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, basically, to clarify everything and so we can organize this better. This is how we're gonna end our session. We're gonna define the 3 groups and who's doing what.
Okay.
And the very beginning of the next session is going to be you guys doing the invasion.
Fuck yeah.
hell
So, yeah.
yeah.
We need to, because I know we're short on time, so to clarify, yeah, we'll separate those roles, and then it's spy game next time, which is going to be very interesting.
Hey,
Hugin
let's
does
go.
say though, like, well, I'm getting used to walking around the city and moving in the penumbra. The gauntlet is a little thicker here, but I can enter the place through the umbra. I can step sideways,
Oh.
but I need someone to guarantee that there's not going to be anyone in the back.
Just to have it mentioned. I forgot that I also smell, and if we're indoors, then I get a +2 on all social rolls, so that doesn't matter.
Oh, Musk
Same.
nullifies the...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm really good with people, but I also stink.
yeah.
Okay,
Both
so why
Klaus
well.
and Torsten smell really, really powerfully.
Yeah.
So
I forgot that's
okay,
what
then
Musk
our
did.
Our talkers should be Wolfrin, me, and who was the other one?
Julian?
Was it Julian?
I think Julian
think
said
that-
he's a good talker, right?
Julian is both, but like, he's the Ragabash, he's very good at breaking into stuff. He's also a literal punk.
Well then,
True.
He's gay. Surely he's a good talker.
Yeah.
Well,
Also, I was going to say that in character, but as the conversation went, he ended up not getting
Well.
that line in. His entire logic for wanting to steal the medicine instead of buying it is because it's a chain business that's suppressing local businesses. He doesn't see reason to give them more money.
oh yeah,
Good for
100%. Torsten agrees with that. Torsten
Hmm.
admitted to stealing from other stores. Didn't mean like local
Also,
mom and pop.
just
Yeah.
so that I can say it and put it out there, just because you're gay doesn't mean that you're good at talking to people.
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like I'm
Yeah, no,
very against that.
I have a
He
few
is
friends
gay
that are
and good
total
at
disaster, yeah.
I'm an absolute travesty.
Julian is gay and good at stealing, though. Does what's the cool denim woman called? I forgot her name right now.
Karina.
Karina. Karina was also good at talking, right?
Yeah, she said her and
Was
Wolfram
Karina
are
the
better
one
at
that
talking.
said? Yeah. Okay. Then probably Karina could be the other.
Then we
leading
have
of the
Karina
talking.
talk. We could do Karina and Julian together, or will they argue too much?
Karina and who?
Karina and Julian.
No, they don't argue,
Okay.
actually.
They just
Okay, I
grid.
believe in them. I know that Karina likes making fun of Julian.
They all make fun of each other, kinda. It's that sort of like... There's a bit of like siblings poking fun of each other energy. It's all
Then
lighthearted.
technically, we could do Karina, Julian, and I guess Hugin just to keep the pack together.
That could work.
And then we don't have to roleplay all three apothecary like pharmacy encounters.
That helps.
We only have to do the
It
two.
does
Then
help.
we have one of them. Then we can have Wolfram as a talker, where Wolfram has a talk, and then maybe Wolfram, Klaus, and Alex, and then Thorsten, Roffer, and Jakob.
The problem with that one is that neither Alex and Klaus know how to read. Well, you don't need to read. You just need to grab stuff and get
Well,
out. Actually, you don't need to
yeah.
read. You just need to bring her the documents. She will read them.
Only Alex is also a talker, so it would be Wolfram, Klaus, and how about Wolfram, Klaus, and Roffer, and Thorsten, Jakob, and Alex.
Okay, I'm noting that down. Second one you just said Thorsten who?
Thorsten, Jakob, and Alex.
That works. And Alex, and then the other three, Julian, Karina.
And the two hobbits are there, but we'll still send the bear out to talk. But Jakob can also basically talk, and Thorsten is good at breaking into stuff. And Jakob is also there in case shit goes down, so Jakob can kill someone, and Alex can heal them again, so they're not dead.
I'm also gonna have Jakob just like pop in and say, hey, I know some people in the area. Maybe I can just do some info gathering on all the places we want to hit.
Oh yeah, that's a good one, Julian says. Talking to people on the streets as well. Maybe asking people around, maybe other clients in the pharmacy about, like, I don't know, weird symptoms, if any weird side effects. Yeah, that could help.
To be fair, I also know a few people through Moritz and the bar. Mostly kinfolk, I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, I doubt the kinfolk are buying from that place.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, would be a good idea to gather the intel. Actually, wait, scratch that. I don't know if Jakob would use intel.
Fair.
Well, you chose the gift. You chose the fucking contacts, didn't you?
I chose to have contacts, but like, that just means knowing people. That doesn't mean you're like a fucking spec op bullcrap guy who knows to use intel and other words with more than 2 syllables.
So you spent your points just to say Jakob has friends. Okay.
I mean, to be fair,
Yes.
for contacts to be useful, they have to be related to, like, the information you want to gather. I don't think any of your contacts would know about, like, pharmacy connections.
I can only think of one reason.
Maybe,
which would
you do
be
have a
transporting-
trucker contact, don't you? He
Yeah.
could maybe know of, like, suppliers,
Yeah.
or, like, who's delivering in the area. That could give you, like, names of suppliers, and that could help the
Nice.
glasswalker.
Having
So
worked in
you
a
could use
pharmacy-
that.
Having worked in a pharmacy, some of the drugs do get shipped on 18-wheelers to pharmacies.
Mhm.
Yep.
So
Nice.
it is plausible.
Yeah, no, you
maybe.
could actually use your contacts to at least know, like, where are those meds coming from? From what place, from what lab, the name of it. That would actually be an incredible and very straightforward information to give out, because you can very easily check, like, cross that with other information.
I would love.
I mean, I did want to like double check all my backgrounds to see, okay, how can you use what, but yeah, Van, that was like a one direction I was like thinking of.
That would be
Yeah.
great.
That's a good plan. Alright, I think we have things mostly laid out. Which means Bad Medicine will have a part 2 next session as you, well, do what you gotta do, and we'll see what level of chaos will rise from that.
We're off to see the doctor.
We're off to see the doctor. With all of that said, this is a great place for us to end our session for tonight. Plans are made and set in motion. Your first ever official mission as Garou, working for the Sept. And you gotta cure this town before it gets sick, actually. Or like prevention. As always, a huge and deep thank you to all of my beautiful players for their amazing participation, for their incredible characters. And whatever that was.
That was... Sorry. I'll tell you later.
Fair. Fair, absolutely fair. Also, a big thank you
viewers,
for...
You don't get to know.
You don't get to know.
Episode.
A huge thank you to all of the people that watched us. Big thank you for our live viewers on Twitch, and a huge thank you to people on YouTube watching the session later. A reminder, you can find all the necessary links in the description, and the link to catch us live every Wednesday at 8 PM UTC for Werewolf Wednesdays. As always, thank you all. I hope you have a nice rest of your week, and come howl with us next Wednesday, next time around. See ya, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Toodles.